are there also a lot of noodles, varieties of noodles?
Yeah, there are some noodles and some duck
Oh,
and a
I think.
Chinese herb. Yeah, it's
Mm,
ginger.
what is that Chinese?
Uh, 姜母鸭. Have you ever heard that before?
Damuya?
Yeah.
I don't know what is that. Yeah. Um, Chinese herb.
Jiang, yeah, Jiang is ginger.
Oh, okay.
Ya is duck.
Okay. Okay. So now, Mr. James, let's go to page number 10 and we are going to continue our listening, but we are going to listen to this audio 1.2, and I think we are already done listening to this, but we are going to listen it again because
Okay.
maybe it's already 7 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will just share my sound to you. And the script, I already pasted it on the backs. Can you see it?
Uh, you mean in page 10?
Yep.
Recording
Can you hear the sound?
No, I can't
Oh,
hear it.
what happened? Oh, I cannot share my system sound. Is it okay to share your system sound?
I can try it. Just
Okay.
wait a minute. Do you know where can I share my sound?
Uh, y- okay. I will just go to your Skype and you will see a plus button there
Plus
beside.
but
Yep, beside the end call button, then press the
oh
plus, then you
uh,
will see the share system sound.
oh share system. I only see the option. There are two options. One is reserved call, and the other is record the sound.
Oh, I think
So
that's that Skype version is updated.
mhm.
Yes, okay. So don't you mind, Mr. Mark, to listen it on your own?
Okay,
Then
I'm
just tell me if you are already done reading the script, and after that we will play the script.
okay.
Okay, please. Thank you
So
very
I
much.
so
Yes,
I press the button to listen
yep. And
listen.
tell me if you are already done listening to the audio.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mark.
Recording 1.2.
Is communication between companies and their customers better now than in the past? And if so, are there ways of improving it further?
Communication between companies is much better uh, now than in the past, especially there's great improvement in the last 10 years. And the reason for that is the introduction of new communication channels, i.e., the internet, mobile phones, instant messaging, etc. So it has definitely improved communication and become a two-way channel between customers. But there are definitely scope of improving communication in terms of timeliness of the communication and giving more control to the customers so they control the communication with companies rather than companies uh, communicating with customers without their permission.
Can you give some examples of really good communication between companies and their customers?
Sure, the best example of communication between companies and customers is where companies empower their customers to be in control of the information most needed by them. and communicate only targeted issues which are of interest to customers. A good example of company communicating with customers is, for example, a bank keeping them updated by email or SMS, commonly referred to as text messaging, when a customer's salary has been credited or he's crossed the overdraft limit. This information is useful to customers and adds value while making financial decisions. So I would refer this as a good example of a customer communication.
Hello?
Hello, I think I'm done.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So now please go to the script and we are going to read the script, and I will be I and you will be AK.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, let's start. Is communication between companies and their customers better now than the past? And if so, are there ways of improving it further?
Communications between companies is much better now than in the past, especially this great improvement in the last 10 years. And the reason for that is the introduction of new communication channels, i.e., the internet, mobile phones, instant messaging, and I don't know the etc.
Yes. Okay.
It's yeah.
Please
So
continue.
it has definitely improved communication and become a two-way channel between customers, but there are definitely scope of improving communication in terms of timeless of the communication and giving more control to the customers so they control the communication with companies rather than companies communicating with customers without their permission.
Can you give some examples of really good communication between companies and their customers?
Sure. The best example of communication between companies and customers is where companies empower their customers to be in control of the information most needed by them and communicate only targeted issues which are of interest to customers. A good example of company communicating with customers is, for example, a bank keeping them updated by mail or SMS, commonly referred to as text messaging, when a customer's salary has been credited or he's crossed the overdraft limit. This information is useful to customers and adds values while making financial decisions. So we refer this as a good example of customers' communication.
Okay. So now, Mr. Mark, I think what are the before that, can you please read this one at the EDC?
ETC.
Do you have any idea what is that?
Um, um, I've heard before, but I don't
No.
remember that.
Okay, it's okay. By the way, your name is James, right?
Yeah.
James Chung?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So I thought your name was Mark. I thought it
It's
was
okay.
James and Mark. I'm sorry for that.
Okay. That's too much student.
Yeah. Okay. So Mr. James, etc. That is read as etc. etc. That is read of that. That is how you read that. But it was in short for etc. Etc. means and others. Okay, that is a Latin word that means other and others. Yeah. So instead of saying and others, because it's too many letters, they insured it with etc.
Oh,
Yeah. They make it more shorter, so they called it etc. Okay?
so we can call it etc.
Yeah. Or but this one you will not read it as etc, but you will say read it as etc. Can you say?
etc.
Yeah. That means and others.
Oh.
How about the word okay? You know what is that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you mean by okay?
Okay. Means a positive word.
Yes,
That
this is a
I'm
positive word.
yeah.
That you agree, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
sometimes.
But you know what? This is like also an etc. Okay, it's just like etc. Because the meaning of okay for Latin America and word is all correct.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Sounds similar.
All correct, and in their word this is how you will spell it. All correct. This one. All correct.
Interesting.
Yes. So they use the O, they get the O and K. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lesson. Thank you.
Sure. That is Latin American word.
Oh,
Yep, that is okay. Okay.
I learned a history.
Yes, that's
Word.
history. Yep. Okay. So, now this is your question.
Mhm.
Why have communication be improved in recent years? What do you think? They improve the communication.
Because companies want to offer a good service to their clients. So there is many methods, include new technologies to improve the quality of, of the communication.
Yes. They should always consider communication. Of course, communication helps you to find more customers, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, letter B. How can they improve in the future? What do you think so?
How can improve in the future? Hmm.
Of course, if we are already have a high technology, then how about the future? Maybe super high technology, right?
Yeah.
So, but
Some robots will answer.
yes, robot. Okay, can you give me an example here? How can they improve in the future?
Maybe
Maybe.
there is a new technology like robots or AI, which can service clients by machine.
Yes. Because we all know that technology makes our lives easier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe on the future technology, they will create more robots. And you know what, Mr. James? Robot today is very expensive maybe in the future it will become popular and famous, and in the end we will have our robots in our own, right? What do you
Yeah.
think? Yes, just like cell phone. Um, uh, uh, I think before the 20th century, they have the phone, but only for those, and also computer, right? For those
Yeah.
who have, and it costs a lot of millions.
Yeah.
But now, as you can see, all of the people, rich and poor, they have all the kinds of phones.
Yeah.
And how about robots? Maybe, we don't know. In the future, we will have all of this. Okay,
Yeah.
so new technology, right? Like robots or AI and artificial intelligence, like bots, right?
Yeah.
The chat bots, like that. And which can service. Okay, did you say service?
Oh, which can serve.
Okay, which can serve their clients by machine. Yep. Okay. That was excellent answer.
Oh,
Thank you very much, Mr. James. Okay, so let's go to number 2. What example does he gives the banks improving in communication with customers? Banks.
I already forgot.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was written there that bank informing a customer by blank
by
by
mail or SMS.
yes, by mail or SMS. To
Can I ask you a question?
oh,
Uh,
sure.
what is by mail? Is that a kind of goodbye mail or something?
Can you say it again? What mail? This one mail?
Yeah. What is by mail?
That is email.
Oh. Oh. I think it is. Oh. Okay. It's typo.
Yep. But you know what? Email means electronic mail.
Hmm.
Electronic mail. And this is just in short email. So if we are going to remove this one, there's also a word that means mail. This is a letter, not electronic, but this is literally letter from face to face. They will go to post office, then it will be sent to this receiver like that. That is the old kind of sending communication mail. Okay. So it was said there in the script that he gives the information about the bank informing a customers by email or SMS that his salary has been credited, right?
Yeah.
That his salary has been credited. Okay, so I think that's all for the question part A. Okay, so now let's move on to audio 1.3.
Three.
Yes. Okay, can you please play
Okay.
it? But by the way, before we are going to play that, I will just paste the script here. Below, can you see it? The backs here?
In page 11.
Yes, I will paste the script there for you to follow what is our the script that we will listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, can you see it now?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, please play it and I will also listen.
Okay.
Thanks.
Recording 1.3.
Can you think of examples where a breakdown in communication seriously affected a business?
Breakdown in communication can bring the world to a halt today. We're living in an information society whose foundation is based on efficient communication. For example, a recent breakdown in communication of our country's air traffic control system led to a 24-hour closure of all airports in the country and a resulting delay in flights globally. Nowadays, companies and their suppliers are tied up with agreements where they pay huge fines by the hour for delay in fixing communication systems. This is more prevalent in the banking industry, where, for example, if a cash machine breaks down, every hour there is a delay in fixing cash machine, there is a fine which is paid by the engineering company. And the reason for that is every hour when there is a delay, the bank loses money. This requires good communication between the bank and engineering company, or it results in loss of money for both parties.
How do you see business communication developing in the future?
Business communication is under pressure to be more accurate, targeted, and timely. There are stricter privacy regulations worldwide which require explicit permission from customers if businesses want to communicate with them. We have all faced the problem of email spam, messages which we never requested from companies who we have had no relationship with. Businesses in the future will give more control of a two-way communication to their customers. Nowadays, increasingly, apart from people communicating with each other, we have machine-to-machine communications. What I mean is where machines are embedded with communication devices transferring information to information systems and computers worldwide, and this is primarily to improve business efficiency. For example, we have increasing number of cars, vending machines, and equipment which is fixed with mobile devices which communicate with head offices of companies and service centers.
Okay. Okay. Is that all?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yes. Okay. So now, James, we are going to read again the script, and after that, we are going to answer those questions above. Okay? Okay. So I will be I, or the interviewer, and you will be AK.
okay.
Okay. So now let's start. Can you think of examples where our breakdown in communication seriously affected in business?
Breakdown in communication can bring the world to a halt today. We are living in an information society whose foundation is based on efficient communications. For example, recent breakdown in communication of our a country's traffic control system lead to a 20 hours closure of all airports in the country and the resulting delay in flights globally. Nowadays, companies and their suppliers are tied up with agreements where they paid huge fines by the hours for delay in fixing communication systems. This is more prevalent in the banking industry, where, for example, if a cash machine breaks down, every hour there is a delay in fixing the cash machine. There is a fine which is paid by the engineering company, and the reason for that is every hour where there is a delay, the bank loses money. This requires good communication between the bank and the engineering company, or it resulting in loss of money for both parties.
How do you see business communication developing in the future?
Business communication is under pressure to be more accurate, targeted, and timely. There are stricter privacy regulations worldwide, which requires explicit permission from customers if business want to communicate with them. We have all faced the problem of email spam message which we never request from companies who we have had no relationship with business in the future will give more control over two-way communication to the customers. Nowadays, increasingly, apart from people communicating with each other, we have machine-to-machine communications. What I mean is where machines are embedded with communication devices, transferring information to information systems and computers worldwide. And this is primarily to improve business efficiency. For example, we have increasing numbers of cars, vending machines, and equipment which is fixed with mobile devices which communicate with head office of companies and service centers.
Okay. So now, as you can see here, I underline those words. We underline those words that you not mispronounce, but I will teach you something that is something like different. Okay. So here, for the first one, for the first word, that yes, this is read as 20, but those Native American speakers, if you would like to know how they read that word, they read it as 20.
20.
Yeah, 20. Just like internet.
20.
Okay, so instead of pronouncing the T sound after the N, they will remove it and just tell it or read it 20, just like internet. They will read it as internet. Internet. I already said it to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So also, how about this one? Primarily. Primarily.
Primary.
Can you say it again? Primarily.
Primarily.
Yes. Okay. So primarily means basically, right? And basics like that. How about this one?
Centers.
Okay. That is, yep. Okay. So you still remember that. Center. Yep. Okay. So among these words, what do you think is the word that you don't understand?
Okay, let me check about it. I don't know the word spam. Email spam.
Where's that? Can you highlight it?
Okay. Here.
Okay. It's just unwanted email, or they called it junk. Or
Junk.
not, yep,
Oh,
junk.
email. Oh.
Other word for spam is junk.
Oh.
Yes. Other words.
Let me check about it. Embedded. It is same as embedded system. That word begins
Embedded.
like
I think this is embedded. Yes, this is right.
oh.
It was wrong spelling. I'm sorry for that.
That's okay.
Embedded. Okay. What other words? How about embedded? You know what is that? Embedded.
Yeah, I know that it's kind of
Other word for that is implant, right? Or to attach to, or to fix, to set secure.
yeah.
Yes, embed. What other word? How about the word vending? Vending machines.
Vending. Yeah, I I think I forgot what is this vending.
Okay, so vending. Vending machines are those machines that sell, for example, vending machines for soft drinks or drinks.
Oh.
Vending from the word vend means to sell.
Hmm.
Okay, and you know what is vendor?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I remember that.
Yes. Okay. That is vending machines. To sell some goods, but through machines. No people at all. Only machines. Okay. How about the word? Mm, is that all?
Yeah, I think it's that's all. Hey,
Okay.
oh no, there is a word stricter. What is this?
Okay, stricter. That is, you know what is the word strict?
Strict.
You know what is that?
I think I don't remember that.
Okay, so other word for that is um just wait for a minute. Maybe I will translate it to Mandarin because it is hard to explain. Okay, this one.
Oh.
In some something, for example, you are um following the rules
Hmm.
and you must strictly obey that. It is a must.
Hmm.
Okay. So stricter is just a comparative adjective.
Hmm.
There are stricter, so it is much strict. Okay.
Okay.
What other words?
I think that's all.
Okay. So now let's move on to page 11 and let's check what are those questions about this audio. Okay, so number one, what are the consequences of the following communication breakdowns? A. Problems in air traffic control systems. B. Delay in fixing communication systems. C. Faults in cash machine. Okay, what do you think according to the script?
I think it's B. Delays in fixing communication systems.
Mm-hmm. Delay in, yes, you're right. How about C?
Fault in cash machine. Mm, yeah.
Yes, right?
Yeah. He already mentioned that
Yep.
about cash machine.
Okay, so let's go to number 2. Which of the following developments in communication does Anuj Khanna expect to see the future? A. More privacy for customers. B. More freedom for companies to communicate with customers. C. More control by customers over these messages they receive. And D. More communication between machines. Okay, what do you think so? You can answer um, at least 2 to 3 letters.
Okay.
that she is this a girl?
I think it's a man.
Oh, okay, it's a boy. So Anuj Khanna is a boy. I don't. It seems like the name seems,
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Okay, so choose at least three or two to three that he mentioned.
Okay. I think the first one will be more communications between machines. D.
D, yes, he mentioned that.
And more control. C. More control by customers over these messages they receive.
Uh-huh.
And A. More privacy for customers.
Yes, it is all right. A, C, and D. Perfect.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to letter C. How do you think about business communication will change in the future? Okay, this question is just for you. Okay, in your own opinion, how do you think about business communication will change the future?
I think the communications will be more about machine to machine communications, and that will make this kind of communication between companies to companies or companies to clients be more privacy
Yes.
and more secure.
Yes, it is.
And yeah,
What do why do you think security is also important?
because there is some service like banking systems or um, some information include identity. It is important to keep it,
Yes.
keep it secret.
And yep, this is secret or other word for secret is um pri pri private or
Private,
confidential.
confidential. Yeah.
Okay, then shall. Before we proceed to reading again, let's. Do you want to have a practice about tenses, the present tense, past tense, and future tense, and perfect continuous tense? Do you still remember all of the tenses or no?
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, that's
Sometimes
great.
I cannot use it correctly in my sentence.
Okay, don't worry. Let's practice that. Okay, so I will give the present tense and translate it to past tense, future tense, perfect continuous tense. Okay. So for example, James does his does his homework. Okay, how about that in past tense?
James did his homework.
Mm-hmm. Future tense.
James will do his homework.
James will do his homework. How about future tense? A perfect continuous tense.
Ah, perfect continuous tense. James has finished. James has done his homework.
Okay. So, do you still remember what is the format for perfect continuous tense? This is all right, but you missed some keywords in perfect continuous tense, and that is been. James has been.
Oh,
Okay, so the format for perfect continuous tense is, you know what is format? The
yeah, I know.
syntax. Okay, the syntax in, you know, when we are programming, that is syntax. Okay, format is, for example, has, if it is singular, or have been if it is plural, plus verb plus ing.
Mhm.
Okay, can you make it correctly?
Okay. James has been doing homework.
Okay, you're right. Okay, let's have another one. How about negative form based on the present tense? How to make it negative form?
James doesn't
Okay, James doesn't
does do his homework.
does do. Can you say it again? James doesn't.
James doesn't do his homework. Is that correct?
Wait, just wait for a minute. Uh, James doesn't do his homework. Yes, this is right. Okay, let's make another sentence. How about Joseph plants flower. Okay, how about that? Past tense.
Joseph planted flower.
Future tense.
Joseph will plant flower.
Then perfect continuous tense.
Joseph has been planting flower.
Has been planting flower. Okay, by the way, Mr. James, that perfect continuous tense talks about an action that is started in the past and still continuing in the present. Okay, so that is why we called it continuous. Okay, how about negative form?
In perfect continuous tense?
Uh, present tense here and the original present tense. Joseph.
Joseph didn't plant flower.
Yes. Okay. Joseph
Oh, I think it's the
doesn't. Yes, doesn't plant flower. Okay. Is it too noisy in my place?
Yeah.
Really?
Sorry, you say?
Is it too noisy in my place? Can you hear the noise in my place? The music?
I can hear the music.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great because
yeah.
a lot of people is musician here in my place and they are practicing for Christmas. Yeah. They
fine.
will. Okay. So now let's move on to reading on page 14. This is entitled internal communication. Okay, what comes into your mind when you say internal communication?
Internal. Maybe it's confidential.
Yes, it's confidential between the employees of the
Yeah.
company or such, institution or organization. Okay, so can you please read the letter A question?
Um, what are the advantages and disadvantages for companies of using email?
Mm-hmm. So what do you think? Okay, so Mr. James, that if you are reading a long English word,
Mhm.
don't be afraid. All you need to do is divide it by syllables. Okay, this one, just like disadvantage. Okay, just pick the first syllable, then put the hyphen or division. Disadvantageous. Tages. Okay. So don't forget, if it have s, then pronounce it very clear. Okay. Tages. Companies. Okay. So this. Okay. Can you read it again? The whole question.
What are the advantages and disadvantages for companies of using email?
Okay. So what do you think the advantage of the company using email?
Um, it is flexible for to people. Sometimes um, the one we want to communicate with, maybe they are busy right now and can
Yes.
answer you right away.
Yes. And also the advantage for email for me is we can attach something, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Not in just a local texting communication, but now most of the social media or the instant messaging app have you can we are able to send attachments such as files, pictures, right, videos. Okay. So what do you think is the advantage of using email?
When we have some conflicts with someone, maybe it makes the relationship be more intense by using email.
Yes. I also think of that. We will have some conflicts to someone. And you know what, Mr. James said? One of the disadvantage of using email is it is not, instant,
Instant, yeah,
instant messaging or real time, right?
yeah,
For example, you will send email for your boss and it will be reply tomorrow. Your email will be response tomorrow or maybe an hour because he is busy. While if you will chat him on WeChat or QQ, then it
you have WeChat.
what?
So you have student from mainland China, right?
Yeah. Oh, you got me. Before.